I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call for the record. Mayor Lindsay? Mayor, you're muted. But I see you. I'll say he's here. Mayor Pro Tem Howe?
Here.
Counselor Crane?
Here.
Counselor Weeks will not be present today. And Counselor Curry?
Here. Could I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion to approve the agenda. With the following changes. We will not hear from Finance Director Adrian Rendon or Project Director Rocky Lira, and we will be deleting item D as it relates to the PID board under new business.
All right, now can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Announcements and proclamations by council.
Mayor Lindsay.
If there are none,
Hold on. Mayor Lindsay, were you gonna read the?
I'd be happy to. 1 second. Do you have it with you, Brett? The statement?
Yes.
I can pull it up. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to do it, but I have it right here. Just give me a
That's
second.
fine. We've got one here, Mayor Lindsay. Give us just a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna would.
The administration at the Village of Angel Fire is committed to public safety. Within the last 2 years, this administration has significantly improved the quality of our responses to public safety issues and increased the coverage of our public safety departments. One aspect of these improvements was the recent change to the village's EMS license with the Transportation Regulation Bureau. This change reduced the village's required response territory from all of Colfax County to the village limits of the Village of Angel Fire. This does not mean the Village of Angel Fire will stop responding to calls outside of our village boundaries. We will be working with local communities to enter into service agreements and understand this will take some time to finalize. Our service will continue as these agreements are being completed. This change in jurisdiction was requested for several reasons. Over the past few years, the number of calls to locations outside the Village of Angel Fire limits has increased in excess of 300%. The calls outside the village now represent more than a quarter of all calls received by the Village of Angel Fire. In the same time period, the cost to operate our EMS department has increased more than 40%. These increases are simply not sustainable. The village now has 2 ambulance units fully staffed 24/7, 365. Even though this initiative was funded by the village to improve services to our residents, the increase in calls outside of the village of limits has often left the residents of the Village of Angel Fire without units to respond to their needs. Additionally, the village administration believes that the roles and responsibilities with other communities need to be better defined to assure that all EMS responses are handled in accordance with the laws and regulations of the state of New Mexico. Currently, there are no changes to the EMS services the Village of Angel Fire is providing to surrounding communities. The Village of Angel Fire will continue to provide EMS service to the surrounding communities, not only because it will take time to finalize the agreements, but the village administration also understands the impact this could have on the budgets and operations of the involved agencies. Our goal is to complete these agreements within the next few weeks, but to have them take effect at the beginning of the next fiscal year, which is July 1, 2026. This should allow plenty of time for all parties to incorporate the conditions of these agreements. That's it.
Mayor Lindsay, do you have anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A second, please.
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Requests and responses from the audience. We have one, Glenn Merles.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, Council, Manager Weir, Coach Strickland. I'm here to clarify the record for when I spoke on September 23rd in reference to the handling of the snowplow incident. At no time did I ever state anything about safety risk. I specifically got into the undercharging of the crime, which should have been charged as a 4th-degree felony for aggravated assault with a motor vehicle. After conferring with several retired law enforcement members, 3 retired police chiefs, 1 sitting sheriff, 2 retired captains, 3 retired lieutenants, and 3 sergeants that all came to the same conclusion. What I came to conclude, either Chief Holgriff, Lieutenant Strickland, they're either inept, that they can't effectively interpret a statute or apply the statute, or they received undue influence from the administration, be it Mayor Lindsay and Manager Weir, based on the text messages that I discovered during a HIPAA request. Also, I discussed the independent review or assessment, as Chief Holgriff called it, by Sheriff Miera, which Sheriff Miera actually concluded that the motor vehicle was involved in the assault, again, concurring that it should have been a 4th-degree felony. Nervous, I don't do public speaking well. The third thing I addressed was text message between Manager Weir and Mayor Lindsay, attempting to gain subjects to speak against the character of the victim, which also, gets into the ethical violations and everything else. Recently, there was also a city employee who was recently convicted of a DUI, and they didn't receive the same considerations from Manager Weir or Mayor Lindsay in circling the wagons. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right. Our first staff report tonight is Planning and Zoning Director Ricky Aguilar.
Good evening, Mayor Lindsay, Councilman, Manager Weir, Clerk Strickland. I'm just coming into this role, taking over for Reg. As of now, we have 137 permits. As of today, 15 new from the last staff report. Majority of our permits are decks and encroachment permits. We've established an encroachment process that seems to be working pretty well. I know that was kind of in the works. Everything we're doing right now seems to be working pretty good. We had 5 lot combos for October. The new kiosk that we have out here is completely set up and ready to use. The website has been cleaned up, so all forms are available, able to fill out, able to submit right then and there, and email it right to me. We have a couple of variances that would need to be discussed at our next commission meeting. And with that being said, our next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting will be next week, November 4th at 3:30. And the transition from Reg to me has been completed. And I just want to say Reg has been amazing in training and helping me go through everything. So the transition has been as smooth as possible. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Mr. Manager.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. I would like for everybody to give a round of applause to Mr. Reggie, Joe. He came here for just a short period of time, and in that time frame, he cleaned up the filing system for P and Z, which, in my opinion, was in a mess. And actually developed an automated tool that we are gonna start using going forward to help with submitting of permits and both encroachment, building permits and all kinds of permits. So, and also developed a database to support that automation tool. So Reggie, thank you very much. You've been a joy to work with. We really appreciate the service you gave to the village.
We'll miss you, Reggie.
Mr. Manager, on behalf of mayor and council, I'd like to second that. It's been phenomenal, the way that that office has been automated. So thank you so much. Oh, Ricky, I had one question for you.
Yes, sir.
How's the new kiosk being received?
I personally haven't had anybody do it yet. I'm not sure if Red has had anybody.
We've been getting most of them straight from emails. Oh, they're using the automated forms, but they're coming straight from emails, so not coming back into the kiosk and generally set up. And for the person that comes in and goes, you know, I'd like to get a permit, I don't know what I'm doing. That way we can hold their hand through it and get a permit turned around a lot faster.
We haven't had anybody yet, but we are prepared for what they do.
Well, he walked me through part of it and it's impressive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire Chief Jason Vance.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem Howe, members of council, Manager Weir, and Village Clerk Strickland. I just want to start off by saying from one Army vet to another as he walked out on me. I don't know if he's gonna help me with the flag anymore, but I'll be sure to recruit somebody. Thank you for your service and thank you for the service to the community here in Andrew Fire. Appreciate you. I'll start off with our call volume. We're dipping off into the shoulder season. We had a total of 44 calls in the last 30 days, 33 of which were EMS and 11 were fire. 3 of those calls were in Eagle Nest. Our wildland crews participated in a prescribed burn in Black Lake this past week. They were able to significantly reduce the amount of fuels that they were able to burn off last year. They had a much greater success this year. So we're grateful for that, providing a little bit of a buffer south of our town. We do have a wildland engine boss position that's open right now. We will be posting that position soon, as soon as we get the job posting cleaned up. Our slash department has decreased significantly, especially over the last month, and now that it's getting colder. A reminder that the slash department will be closing for slash intake as of November 1st. We'll be utilizing this time to make changes to our processes, vehicle maintenance, etc. We have a lot to work on in our campaign to be a Firewise community. We're going to start that off by having a village assessment here pretty quick. Hopefully within the next 30 days, will be performed by Captain Romo in coordination with the district. Our fire hydrants project, we took on a pretty large beast of burden this year, but we finally we now have a comprehensive hydrant list of 554 hydrants within the village of Angel Fire. We have an automated map with GPS coordinates that has our color coding according to flow. That's been updated. So I just wanted to let members of the community know that you may see members of the water department or fire department out in the community tagging these hydrants with physical tags. And maybe draining some water out of them, so just expect that. Update on our tower project. We kind of had 2 projects going on with this. One was we initially moved our repeater to the Aspen tanks on the west side of town. And now we're going to erect a 100-foot tower. That was, it's going to be funded by a $100,000 grant that we got a couple of years ago that I inherited. We have until 2027 to complete that project, but we've done some lot clearing, lot thinning, and platted that tower to ensure that it'll fit with the guy wires and everything else on that plot. So we're trying to get it under construction as soon as we can, but we expect it to be finished by the spring. For our fire station build, the New Mexico Fire Grant Council met yesterday and today. We are expecting to determine the outcome of the this year's grant awards. We are eagerly awaiting for determination of our $600,000 grant that we applied for. That will be applied to a pre-engineered metal building kit. if we were awarded that, but, regardless of whether we get the grant or not, we're planning on proceeding with the ordering of that. It takes 4 or 5 months to build, and hopefully we'll have that engineered metal building kit dropped here next April or May. Hopefully by then we can continue on with getting the construction management side of that, awarded and, get that contractor on board so that they can be ready for that metal building kit when it's delivered. And that's all I have for you. Any questions?
Thank you. Finance Director Aidan Brendan, do you have?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Council, Village Manager, and Village Clerk. This one's actually really straightforward. The quarterly reports are finished for Q1 and we're submitting them to DFA. Those require Village Council approval. So that's all we're gonna do is vote on that. If you wanna discuss any of the numbers, I'm happy to do it this evening, or if you want to just have a follow-up conversation with me, I'm available whenever.
You're a couple items down, so if we can get to you, we'll get to the Q1 here shortly.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were doing.
You're out of order.
Yeah, okay, I thought it was removed for staff reports.
Yeah,
We're diving in. I'm actually item 1 for staff reports, so.
Yeah.
Mr. Manager?
Yes, Director Rendon, can you talk to the council about the audit that we just went through?
Okay, it's a little premature. We don't exactly have, they were just here, this last week. And so, we still have some back and forth that's going on with them. And so, we don't actually have anything back from them yet. Once we get something from them, we'll review it to see what all they found. And then at that time, if we'll decide whether or not we want to rebut on anything or provide any explanations. And then I anticipate after that, we should be getting a finalized document from them. And at that point, I'll actually have a more comprehensive, report for you. So, but, as far as, just a gut feeling, it went about how we expected. There were findings. And so for us, we anticipated that. And we're actually eager to get into that and take whatever it is that they bring back to us. And that's basically going to be point A. And we know where we want to go to as point B. And then we're just going to kind of map out all the solutions for everything they found and, shore up processes, which we've already begun to do. So a lot of the items that they were discussing in there, not all of them, but a lot of them that they did discuss were things that we got it on the record early saying, many of these we've already solved for, but they're just outside the scope of the audit. And so, they're just not seeing that yet. But of course, we don't want to keep repeating that over and over. So said it once and then the rest of it just kind of took it on the chin.
Okay.
So there'll be more coming as soon as we get something definitive from them. So.
Mr. Manager?
Yes, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem and Council. Yeah, I would just like to add to that, Director Rendon came into this fiscal year, mid-year. So half of that audit is his and half of it's mine. And that I think I've been through a first audit before. It was very hard. It's very tough. An audit is much harder than most people realize. I think I just want to commend Director Rendon and his team for pulling through. This was a tough audit. But we've already set the standard next year, no findings. That's our mantra, no findings for next year.
All right.
Yes, sir.
There's a challenge.
That's gonna be an undertaking, but we're eager. We've already started. So,
All right. Thank you.
all right, I'll say words.
Any committee reports? Under old business, item A, discussion to approve workforce housing contract amendments.
So, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, Council, this contract has been before you previously. It was approved. Subsequently, we had to make some changes And so we're bringing those changes back in front of you again. This contract has been approved by both the legal counsel for New Mexico Housing and also our legal counsel. And this should be the final rendition of the contract to come before you. But this will actually mark the official agreement between Housing New Mexico and us for the $2.91 million that we're going to receive in grant money for our workforce housing project.
Any discussion or questions from council?
I just have one question. I know, again, this has been over many, many times. We've started issuing contracts. Are we gonna have to reissue any of the contracts that we've done in the last 30 days as a result of this, or no?
No.
Okay.
All outstanding contracts that we had previously issued, keep in mind, we were told by Housing New Mexico that we could start spending money on June 1st.
Yep.
Even though they didn't have a contract, and we were all nervous about that, rightly so. But all the contracts we've done so far have been submitted to Housing New Mexico Legal Counsel, and they've said everything is good.
Great.
Any other questions or comments? Can I get a motion to approve workforce housing contract amendments?
I'll make a motion to approve workforce housing contract amendments.
A second, please.
I second.
A roll call vote.
Roll call vote on item A, old business. Mayor Pro Tem Howe,
Aye.
Counselor Crane,
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
New business, item A, discussion approve resolution 2025-68, first quarter financial report, Director Rendon.
All right, one more time from the top. So these are the Q1, or actually it's the Q1 report that we're going to turn into DFA. And so the reports that we submit to the state require council approval.
Okay.
And I stand for any questions now, or I'm available later.
Any questions from council?
No.
Could I get a motion to approve resolution 2025-68, first quarter financial report?
Sorry, Mayor Pro Tem. I think Counselor Curry had a question there.
Counselor Curry?
I didn't have a question. I had reviewed it, so.
Okay, thank you.
Well, then I will make a motion on item A to approve resolution 2025-68, first quarter financial reports.
And a second?
I second.
All right.
Roll call vote
Roll call vote.
on item A, new business. Mayor Pro Tem Howe,
Aye.
Counselor Crane,
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Item B, new business, discussion to approve resolution 2025-71, commitment of monies from the general fund to partner with Colfax County to purchase a jet fuel truck for the Angel Fire Airport.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Councilors, Village Clerk Strickland and Manager Weir, Mr. Mayor, and I see Mr. Curry up there too. Good evening. So I'm hoping that all of you had a chance to look at the correspondence that I sent out over the weekend in regards to this truck. If you did not, I apologize that we didn't get it to you sooner. It was just simply an email that is kind of begging for money in a sense for this. As you know, the Jet A fuel truck was down during our, at the last meeting, I explained it during the July 4th holiday season, which put us way behind in jet fuel sales, and then consequently got started again and died on us about 3 weeks ago. It went down a second time. That began a conversation with the county, since that truck is actually their responsibility. And the county threw out a couple of ideas of how we might be able to partner in funding a new truck. The truck that we have right now is a 1993 Ford. It has served well, it's hung in there,
but after that many decades, we don't see that it's viable to run into the future, you know, right, with this. And obviously, the factor to us right now is just that 50+% of all the revenue at the airport comes out of that truck. When we went back and looked at the records, it's a huge amount of money that Jet A in particular actually funds. Being an enterprise fund, it's important to have that. So this morning I went up to the county and a discussion took place at the county level on them jumping in and partnering with us. After a pretty decent discussion, some good questions, they motioned and approved to move the funding forward with a cap of $150,000 in the shared. And they are already starting the process of talking. We're looking at a federal grant primarily to get their portion of the money, but they're going to start with the state aviation, which that discussion was already happening a week ago. But then after the end of the meeting, manager of the county came to me and I didn't know the answer, but the company that we're looking at procuring this truck from, and it is a brand new, it's a 2024 truck. Since they're a worldwide company, if they're in the procurement, I'll call it the pipeline already, they do not have to go out and do an RFP on the truck. And she said, we can move on this truck with some background on backfill, I should say, on the grant monies within a week or so. So if that happens, we're in really good shape. Otherwise, it would have to go out to RFP on their end to spend the monies. So that's kind of where we're at with it. Luckily, this is the shoulder season. This is the time that the airport's down 5 days a week. We'll be through the mid-November until we get back up. So the traffic we're losing is a couple of days a week, but it's a pretty significant hit for us right now. So that's kind of where we're at. You have a resolution in front of you. Mayor Pro Tem, do you have a copy of this? I didn't know if I was supposed to read it or if you would read it or if no one needs to read it, but
It's part of the package, so.
part of the packet.
It's in
Okay.
the record.
It's in the record. What we're looking for, the truck, if we can procure this particular truck, the outlay would be about $120,000 for the village, for the truck. So county wanted to go a little bit higher just in case. And that is, 240,000 shipped from, there's 3 trucks in-house ready to be shipped, but they do have to come out of Florida. So they figured about a 5-day prep before they can move it. So we got all the ducks in a row just in this last bit here to try to get over the hurdle, sir. And so questions, and it's a big expense.
Council, any questions? Yes, I had one. As relates to the resolution, it looks like, under the whereas section, committing to pay 50% of the expenses, it indicates 120,000 from the village, but the resolution also indicates 120 from the county. Does the resolution need to be amended to the 150 from the county, or does that matter?
I mean, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, if you can amend it if you'd like, since they increased it to 150. 120 from each entity is more than enough to pay for this, the truck we're looking at, and that's why we went 120. But just in case there's something we didn't think of, and you want to increase the amount, you can make a motion and vote on an amendment to the resolution.
Okay. And the timing, you said 5 days of prep, another week of travel on
At least a
flatbed.
week, yeah.
You're hoping.
Yeah, what I presented to the county this morning was, if there's any possible way to have the truck in before the holiday season starts, we can overwing fuel, which those big jets are not, prone to want to taxi over there and feel like going up to the gas pumps. So getting it there, everybody seems to think they can happen if the funding can happen. And since you brought that up, the vendor themselves, once they know that we'll just say it, we're serious, then they will sit with the financial people of both parties and work out a contract to get the truck moving our direction while funding is still being fully procured. So that's a really good setup on their part too.
Council, any more discussion?
So the fuel is the main source of revenue, you said, for the airport?
Yes, sir, and Jet A in particular, because we keystone the fuel, so if we buy for $1, we sell it for $2. If you can imagine fuel prices, but some of these jets will pull up and, they'll do $5,000 or $6,000 worth of fuel in one load, which is part of the reason why we need the size of truck that we're getting, which is a 3,000 gallon truck. Is we can drop 1,000 gallons into an aircraft really quickly.
Okay.
Any more discussion? I'll call for a motion to approve resolution 2025-71, commitment of monies from the general fund to partner with Colfax County to purchase a jet fuel truck for the Angel Fire Airport.
I will make a motion to approve resolution 2025-71 with one correction, increasing the additional funding from the county as listed at $120,000 to $150,000. This will commit monies from the general fund to partner with Colfax County to purchase jet fuel truck for Angel Fire Airport.
Council, did you understand our motion?
I second that as amended.
Roll call vote on item B. Mayor Pro Tem Howe,
Aye.
Councilor Crane,
Aye.
and Councilor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Item C, discussion, approve appointment of Roger Lowe and Chuck Hasford to the airport committee.
Mayor Pro Tem, thank you. I would like to ask council to make a motion to approve the appointment of Roger Lowe and Chuck Hasford to the airport committee. We currently have 2 openings on that committee, one of which just became available due to the resignation of our chairman, Lawrence Davis. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Lawrence Davis publicly for all the hard work that he's put into this committee thus far. Quite frankly, the committee is meeting not as regularly as previously when Chairman Davis was hosting the committee. We were meeting approximately every 2 weeks, during which time we were interviewing and hiring consultants, discussing with attorneys, and getting the transition from Colfax County to Angel Fire underway. Thanks to all their hard work, that process is well underway and making its way up through the FAA as we speak. We still anticipate another year before this transition is finalized, but in the meantime, I'd like to keep this committee moving forward, available, and fully staffed, if you will. As you may know, Chuck Hasford, a longtime resident of Angel Fire in the Moreno Valley, Air Force veteran, former counselor, business owner, among many other qualifications that make Chuck invaluable to this committee. He actually spearheaded a similar effort back in the early 2000s. Unfortunately, it did not make its way through, but he has extensive knowledge of the area, the airport, and historical knowledge that can be unmatched. And many of you may know Roger Lowe, business owner, homeowner, part-time resident, and extensive experience flying in and out of airports all over the nation and the world. So with that, I just ask for your consideration and confirming their appointment.
Thank you, Mayor Lindsay. Are you making that as a motion? Or can I get a motion?
If you
No,
No.
the mayor.
Can I get a motion to
approve appointment of Roger Lowe and Chuck Hasford to the Airport Committee.
I will make a motion to approve appointment of Roger Lowe and Chuck Hasford to the Airport Committee.
A second.
I'll second that.
Aye.
Roll call vote on item C. Mayor Pro Tem Howe,
Aye.
Counselor Crane,
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, council, and the audience. Just a couple of things real quick. I attended actually Greg Ralph and I attended the Colfax County Economic Development Conference today in Raton. We were able to present our progress and the challenges we've run into to date on our workforce housing. I was approached by one of the economic development people from the state of New Mexico, the deputy secretary, and she told me that the state government, the governor and her staff have their eye on us for this project because I guess we're going places that nobody had gone before, not only from a perspective of a municipality, but especially a small municipality. And so that was, I'm not sure if that's good or not. The governor does have her eye on us and her staff. And so that was a very good meeting. It was very educational. They had a lot of statistics about Colfax County and other counties and so on. And it was interesting. I'd also like to express a sincere thank you to the Colfax County Commission for their continued partnership and their continued support on operating the airport. They have been great. Every time we've asked them for help, they have been there. There's been no arguing or trying to defer or anything. They've been on board at every step. And I don't think we would be where we are today with the airport without them. This morning when they approved that 150,000, that's just another example of, it was a unanimous vote. And it's just another example of Colfax County support. So with that said, I stand for questions.
Any questions for the manager? If not, we'll adjourn the meeting.
Off the record.